Hello, welcome back. This is Christian Bullock, 365 Days of SEO. Today's going to be the first topic in our track of frequently asked questions, or an FAQ, about SEO. And this is a question I get a lot from not only prospective clients, but from friends and family, my parents, friends, family members, etc. So this is a pretty popular one. And that question is, how do search engines figure out how to rank web pages? And to take a step back, so a search engine's job is to serve the most relevant web pages based on your search query, right? Because search engines want you coming back to use their search engines. So they're all about quality, all about giving you the right result based on your search query. So how do search engines rank those search engine result pages, and what web pages show up and what web pages don't? So really there's two big factors to this. The first factor is on-site search engine optimization of that web page. And what I mean by that is things you could do on the web page itself. So we're going to be covering these topics in the future, but things like reflecting a page's title tag based on the type of keywords and phrases people would actually be searching for, as well as having all that on-page content, so all the words on the page reflect the type of keyword searches, the type of way people would search for something that, obviously the content is talking about on the page. So there's some specific ways you can do that. Again, I mentioned the title tag being really the biggest thing for a web page that influences an on-page ranking factor. Other things include, the text on the page, things like image alt tag text. Again, we'll cover all this stuff in a little bit later on this year. But all these things from a on-page perspective reflect that on-page sort of SEO score, I guess you could say, or page authority that search engines are looking for. Okay, this person searching for X, does this web page talk about that X topic? Do they use the right words about that X topic? As well as latent semantic indexing, which is a fancy way of saying, is the whole page talking about that kind of subject or whatever that person's searching for. The other big ranking factor is off-page SEO. And what I mean by that is on-page is obviously everything that webmasters or people that own the page can make a change on the page to reflect, and do some SEO work. But off-page are things that people are linking to that web page. You can think of links to a web page as people that are kind of vetting that web page, right? If I'm running a blog post and, I'll probably send a link to it, or I'll have a link to it in this blog post, but, Moz has a great, survey they put out almost every 2 years about the best ranking factors, or ranking factors that have the highest correlation to search engine results and ranking highly in search engines. So if me, as in someone that, is an SEO and I'm talking about an SEO topic, I'm going to link to that and say, hey, this is a great resource about this. And I'm kind of vetting for that resource by linking to it. So search engines come around, and Google is actually one of the first guys to do this, and look at the number of links that are pointed to a web page. But not only the number of links, but the quality of a link. So a link from a really highly regarded website, like a CNN.com or a Fox News or whatever else, is a better link in most cases from, someone's just personal blog that they kind of run and they just decide to link to them. So really, when you're talking about off-site SEO, we're talking about links, people that are linking to a page from, their page. So search engines look for those two big things when they come into play about what they should show in the search engine result pages based on a user's query. Again, on-site SEO or on-page SEO, everything you can do on the web page, and off-page SEO, things like links to a web page, even social mentions, so people that maybe are tweeting about your page or on Google+, that type of thing. It's been known, and there are some correlating factors to some of those social signals that are carrying some amount of weight to some search engine rankings. So again, that's how search engines look to rank web pages in search engine results. Again, hopefully you found this useful. Let me know if you have any questions about any of this stuff. Feel free to go to my website, 365daysofseo.com, and write a comment or two, or contact me there. I'd love to hear about some more questions that you, or maybe some questions that you hear a lot of if you are an SEO, that you maybe like to try to have me tackle. Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow.